Wow, we have really made it to episode number 170, 170 of the Mizzle and Dove Show. Well, early Monday morning to you on the 4th of March
Damn.
of 2024. Yeah,
Cooking.
March is here, and one more week left of the NCAA regular season, and then conference tournament starts, and then the
Yes.
madness begins. Of
Yes.
course, counting down to opening day of Major League Baseball. Of course, the playoffs start in a month's time in the NBA. And for the first time in a long time, Resurrection or Easter Sunday for some is in March this year for the first time in a long time. So a lot of things as winter is approaching spring.
We also have the A7FL starting up here pretty soon.
Yes, ASNFL starting the week before Easter Sunday on the 24th, which will play week one. Then we'll take the next Sunday off for Eastern, and then it's straight through with the exception of Mother's Day. And of course, as always, spring begins. The first day of spring always begins at or on or around my mother's birthday. So
Yes.
there's that. Um, so a lot of things to get into as my man's came in from work and so you had an interesting situation at work tonight, huh?
Oh, oh my God. It's not the first time this happened, but they've gotten a lot better with it.
Mm-hmm.
We have a lot of traveling nurses now that are coming into the unit, so they're not quite equipped with the unit and know what to do. So there was
Not
this
accu-
patient.
they're not accustomed to it.
Yes. So we had this one patient that they that was a transfer. Now I'd already had cleaned the room up and everything like that, so the room was all nice and tidy up. So I was doing my trash pull, and I wasn't in the room for that very long, but still. So I walked in the room, checked the trash, make sure it wasn't full because I cleaned it up, checked the linen, yada yada yada. So as they were setting up the board to give the next shift their room numbers, they put a C on that room number. I'm like, no, that's not that. You can't be. So I started talking to Ryan and the other the UA, and I'm like, no, that room's not COVID. I mean, you told me that room wasn't COVID because I had to go in there. So he goes, looks on the computer, sure as shit, enhanced respiratory, which is a PUI or some form of strain of some form of COVID. So I'm like, yo, I literally just walked in that fucking room like a few minutes ago. Like, how long has it? The sign hasn't been on there. This, that, and the third. I'm like, dude, that's not cool. Not cool at all. Not saying, even though I got everything, I'm vaccinated and stuff like that, but there's no telling what that guy had and what that room was contaminated with. I'm very conscious about going in these rooms if I'm not fully protected because
Mm-hmm.
it's ridiculous. So, and like I said, it's not the first time it's happened. It's gotten a lot better. Um, no excuse though for the nursing staff though. But like I said, it was a traveling nurse. She's new to the unit. Didn't know much, and on top, it could have been the doctors could have gave the notification late too. So, but still, just down the line, somebody just dropped the ball, regardless. But here or there, we don't need to talk about work. I left work. I left it there.
Hey, and that's the smart thing to do. Don't never, as they say, never bring work home with you. And
Well,
certainly, it's
yeah.
it certainly sucks. Cause you're not wrong. You're not wrong on that. I mean, there really is nothing to talk about in regards to that. Um,
Cousin,
but
you see
there really is nothing to talk. But I will
my
say this. I will say this.
read it, read it. It's a horrible fucking display of
I,
basketball. It's
but I will
pathetic.
say, but I will say this. Um, outside of all that, um, if you were to say at the beginning of this road trip that you're going to get blown out by the Celtics, but you go 3-1 the road trip, any
Hey,
team will take that every day of the week.
They got their asses whooped by the best team in basketball, hands down.
Correct.
But
Correct.
but I knew the game was going south the moment Jaylen Brown made that opening three. I'm like, oh shit. I didn't seen this movie before. I know how this story is gonna end. It seems like everybody and the goddamn water boy could have made a fucking three yesterday for the damn Celtics.
You're not wrong.
I just think that anybody that the Celtics would have played that game, they would have got the same feat. You know, it was just given that they were gonna just go down. Oh man,
Well, I mean, but the one thing about this is the one thing you can take from a game like this is a lot of the garbage players got to get some good experience because the starters did not play in the second half at all, and which is the smart thing to do because Kerr's like, there's nothing for us to gain from this.
yeah.
The game's over. So
Go ahead.
that's that's a 24 minutes of rest for the guys you're going to need for the playoff stretch. And again, it was Jason Tatum's birthday. You wanted to have a good day.
13-4 in the last 17 games. 13-4.
Correct.
So them getting scraped by the best team in the NBA, I don't care about that right now. Yeah, I care. Don't get me wrong. I do care. Let me rephrase that. I do care, but I'm looking at the long haul. 13-4 in the last 17. Impressive. Yeah. When everybody was writing them off. They're still in the play-in. Still about 20, 22 games left in the season. Still plenty of basketball left to make anything change. So not too pissed off at what the Warriors did tonight, but last night. But just as a fan, it just burns that I had to sit here and literally turn the game off because I was that upset. And I'm like, this is not the Warriors. This
is not the Warriors that have won 8 straight games on the road coming into this game going to the parquet floor. That's for certain. But they'll have some time to get right and get. They have some time. They have some time to get right and get ready because good old Glenn Doc Rivers is coming to the Bay Area on Wednesday as the Bucks come to town. And normally when one Wardell sees the Oakland native returning to the Bay Area, one Dame Lillard, it seems to bring out the best in Wardell. So don't be shocked if you see Wardell go deer hunting on Wednesday.
You'd have thought that green jersey in that bullshit organization in Boston with the little fucking short leprechaun would have done something too, but here it happened there. He couldn't hit the fucking side of a barnyard. Wow.
Well, I will.
Well, we know why Curry had that type of game. My man knees is weak. Okay, there was no arcing in the jump shot. My man was putting in work. Baby number 4.
Well, when Chef Aisha's got that good, that tends to happen for sure. But nonetheless, when it counted, just remember, Wardell did go off for 47 on the parquet floor when it counted in the NBA Finals 2 years ago. So Wardell, as they say, will be fine.
The organization to be just fine. A little hiccup.
But before we further dive into the association,
bear with us. It's about to be another wrestling talk real quick. We won't be long. Just hang in there. One of our favorites just retired. So let us have our moment on our show.
But before we get to that one, tragedy in the world of sports, especially in the NFL, as we lost a mighty legend, certainly from the worldwide leader of sports. The legendary Chris Mortensen passed away yesterday morning at the age of 72. And if you did not watch the tribute that Daniel Jeremiah gave on NFL Network at the Combine, if you don't have a heart, something is wrong with you because it was very heartfelt. Man was literally crying. Man was crying on the air. And I guess the best compliment you can give somebody is when he said that he was not going to go on the air and do the show, but more would have been like, what the hell? What's wrong with you?
Mm-hmm.
But of course, Mort came to ESPN in 1991 after being a writer for the Atlanta Journal-Constitution in Atlanta, covering the Falcons for so many years. And obviously, he came and replaced the void when the great Pete Axtell passed away in the year of 91.
Oh.
Pete Axtell passed away in February of 91, and thus Chris Mortensen was a staple for a long time on ESPN's NFL Game Day, which eventually turned into ESPN NFL Countdown. Many years. Him and the late, great, legendary Will McDonough, they were the guys that were the first terms of being NFL insiders on a national TV type basis. Those
Yes.
two guys set the standard. Mort was beloved by everyone that came across him. And when Peyton Manning announced that he was going to the Broncos, the only person he trusted with that information was Chris Mortensen. Of course, if you go back to many years, him covering the NFL draft, he was the man with the microphone in his hand when he was with the Colts. When he was with the Colts GM when they drafted Marshall Faulk, and who knew that Mel Kiper Jr. was going to question the Colts drafting a future Hall of Famer from San Diego State? But the Colts GM at the time, basically on live TV on the Worldwide Leader, said, "Who in the hell is Mel Kiper Jr.?"
But Mel Kiper Jr. is supposed to be the fucking guru. He's the fucking guru. And he couldn't even get that right. That's why nobody fucking half-ass listens to goddamn Mel Kiper Jr.
Well, for the longest time,
I should get paid. Look here. We should do our own little draft special, and we should just predict, you know what? He's going to go there. He's going to go there. Mel Kiper Jr. is like the weatherman.
Well, actually, we did do this a couple of years ago.
We did do a live draft show.
Yes, we did. so I mean, that very well could happen. Certainly now that I have NFL Network again, thank the Lord, I definitely will be watching their broadcast and not ESPN's.
Indeed.
I have not watched. I'll basically say it like this: when they basically took Chris Berman off of doing everything NFL, I stopped watching ESPN's coverage of the NFL, with the exception of the actual game that's being played on ESPN. But
yes,
all my pregame show stuff, it's either the NFL Today, Fox NFL Sunday, but mainly it's on NFL Game Day with.
You gotta watch Shine on CBS Sports, man. Shine on Sports is very, very. He is very intelligent. I listen to his show in the mornings on Mad Dog Radio. Adam Shine is an intelligent motherfucker, bro. You should give him a listen. He knows his shit.
Well, there you go. A new play with the show. But Chris Mortensen survived by his wife Mickey of 40 plus years, his son Alex. But the one thing I will say, as we know, Chris Mortensen was battling throat cancer.
Yes.
He survived that, overcame to come back to work for ESPN. But the one thing for Mort that I'm happy for is the fact that he was able to get his flowers and got his place in the Hall of Fame. And his longtime buddy and work buddy, Chris Berman, was there to present that award to him, which I know meant a lot to Chris Berman. And very rarely do I watch sports anymore, but I was watching Scott Van Pelt, and just the tribute that Adam Schefter gave to Chris Mortensen was certainly one of a kind, and certainly watching football or watching insider information will not be the same of not hearing the voice of the legendary and the great Chris Mortensen, who has, as he would say, he has gone to his glory at the age of 72. But
who's the other guy? We lost the other insider too.
That passed away?
Yeah. He had to go, Mom, I'm finished with my homework.
Oh, John Clayton. Yes. John Clayton.
And we lost John Clayton. That was hard too. That was hard.
Yeah.
But now they both are giving reports right now. So they're both back at
They're giving God insider information of the NFL up in heaven for sure. But
Like he
certainly
doesn't
for
already
the
know, but he's still getting it.
true. But but for those that work with Mort or had come in contact, certainly our hearts go out to you guys because, like I said, this is a big, big loss in the world of professional football. I mean, and coming off the fact that the legendary Peter King from Sports Illustrated just announced his retirement after covering the Super Bowl. So I mean, it's a lot of legends are retiring from the game, but certainly we here on the Mizzle and Dub Show, we wanted to give our thoughts and pay our respects to a legendary career of Chris Mortensen.
Damn right.
So now we will switch from one tribute to another, and the little kid in me is going to, I guess, in a sense, get giddy.
Well,
but
there were people in the stands crying when he was doing his.
Yeah, I felt the crying when it was going on, like none other, like you don't know.
I mean, the tribute in the beginning was
like
nice.
I said, yeah. I watched the whole entire entrance, which was great. Having his sons Steven and Garrett represent Surfer Sting and Wolfpack Sting, which was great. And then he comes out to Seek and Destroy by Metallica. Of course, we all know which theme we wanted him to come out to, but, like I said, unfortunately, WWE owns the dang music to that.
They should have granted Sting that one thing because they treated him wrong when he was in the entertainment business with them. They treated him wrong. I'm glad that AEW gave him his flowers and let him ride out the way he is. That's about the only thing I can say that I liked about AEW right about now, besides MJF. But other than that, the WWF should have gave Sting the right for that one moment. Or hell, AEW could have just ate the fucking fine. Just eat it. That is your icon right there. That is the man that went to war with Vince. If you don't have the Sting and Flair matches or Sting period, do you really think WCW will be big as it is before they got Hogan and Macho Man and all that other stuff?
Well, think about it. Think about it like this. And I said this on a very long post that I did, which it could have been a dang chapter of a book if I really wanted to go there.
I already know what you're gonna say.
He's like, I'm not even gonna. Why?
Nope.
Because he's probably gonna say on the show. I'm
gonna tell you the truth. I didn't even push to see more. I knew once I saw Seymour, I said this nigga about to pour his whole heart out.
Well, I mean,
excuse me for the unprofessional word. That was my bad. I felt comfortable.
Well, I'll say it like this.
That's literally those are the words that came out of my mouth. So we keep it real in the middle of the show.
No, that's how you felt, and I get it. I understand it. Like I said, no.
Any of our subscribers, if I mention by saying that.
Well, they didn't play it, but here on the Mizzle and Dove Show,
Power now ranks Sleep Number number one in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in store. Visit sleepnumber.com to learn more.
Yeah, that'd be comfortable. Sleep Number. Oh yes.
Now, this is the thing we wanted to come out to one last time, but we'll do it on our show because it's our show. But a 39-year career, which began back in 1985. Red Bastien saw him in the late, great Ultimate Warrior Jim Hellwig, trained them. They worked in Mid-South, got their start under Bill Watts, and then eventually went to Jim Crockett Promotions, which eventually was the NWA, which eventually became WCW, and the rest, as they say, is history. Of course, it ended for Sting where it all began in a sense because it was in the Greensboro Coliseum in Greensboro, North Carolina, where oddly enough, that's where they play the ACC tournament in March for basketball. But it was in that legendary building back literally on March the 27th, which, again, as I said, oddly was on my grandfather's birthday.
Yeah, me too.
The very first Clash of Champions, Sting and Ric Flair wrestled to a 45-minute draw, but it made Sting a household name. And, of course, for many years, Dusty Rhodes called him the franchise, and he really was, because you think about this, like I said, all the names that left WCW and went to the WWF. And I mean, Ric Flair is as synonymous with NWA, WCW with anybody, but even Ric Flair left. But the one constant, just like The Undertaker was in the WWF, like he didn't left and everybody else did, Sting was the same way. And just like the aura of The Undertaker grew as his character evolved, the same happened with Sting. Scott Hall rested.
When he became
the late Scott Hall,
rap.
The late Scott Hall, rest in peace, came up with the idea to give Sting the Crow gimmick, and obviously that evolved. I know a lot of people really didn't care much for him being in the Wolfpack and wearing the red and black, but it was something he wanted to do. He's a little shaky. But when he came back to being in black, it just felt natural. And then him as the Joker Sting, again, reinvigorated the character. He had some good run with the Joker Sting in Impact TNA. Multiple times winning the world title. The wars he had with AJ Styles, Kurt Angle, Jeff Hardy, and all that. And even with that, he avoided going to Vince for so long because he just didn't trust the process of how Vince would treat him. And then eventually, yes, he came to the WWF, got a huge pop, made his debut at the Survivor Series in 2014. It didn't go well as planned, which is not his fault. And I'm pretty sure Seth wishes he didn't do that turnbuckle powerbomb that messed up Sting, and you're thinking that's not the way Sting should go out. And then we go back to December the 2nd, 2020, during COVID. And even though the crowd was minimal inside Deli Space in Jacksonville, but still, that huge pop that he got coming out of the rampway, and then hearing Tony Schiavone, as he did so many times on Nitro, it's Sting! Just to hear that again. And then just to hear Jim Ross call the Stinger match, because, I mean, Jim Ross hadn't called a Sting match since early 93 before JR went to go have his career in the WWF/WWE. And then just to take Darby Allin and enhance Darby Allin, and then for him to
put him under his wing, man.
Yes, and then just for him to go quote unquote undefeated in his AEW run, which is amazing. Shout outs to the Young Bucks for putting the old man over and having him go over with the Scorpion Deathlock.
From what I saw through the match, it was one that had Sting went out.
Yeah,
Stinger should have went out.
Yeah,
I mean, the 60-year-old went through glass, ladies and gentlemen. The 60-year-old went through glass. Okay.
Because if he cannot protect his own
he's not gonna get stitches like Darby Allin, because Darby Allin did some backflips and you just see the blood going there. But then just to see his sons come in and do their own variation of the Stinger Splash, with Garrett and Steven doing what they do, and then Ric Flair, I love you, but damn it, you don't need to be getting super kicked in the damn match.
Bro, he was laying under the turnbuckle, looking like Orange Cassidy. Okay? He was under the turnbuckle like Orange Cassidy.
No, but it was great to see him. Mm-hmm. It was great to see Ricky the Dragon Steamboat come out there, and they used the right music for Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. They used his old WCW theme.
Oh,
which was great.
So, time out. Doesn't Vince own WCW?
Okay, no. Now the Vince don't know anything now. He don't know shit.
You know what I mean. You know.
Okay, well. Here's the thing. That particular song that Ricky the Dragon Steamboat came out to in WCW is actually a song from an album.
So it's no rights to okay.
So the WWE doesn't have copyrights to that, but the song that he came out to is called Opening Ceremony, but it's part of an album that is called Sports Volume 3 by Andres Koch, which came out back in 1990. So that was Steamboat's main theme when he had his last run in WCW in the early 90s after he came back in 89 and, took a couple of years off after he had those 3 epic matches with Ric Flair. But the Takasha and Will Ospreay match was the match of the night in AEW Revolution. It is certainly an early candidate for match of the year.
So did you end up renting it?
No. I just was watching reports and whatnot and reading what was going on. But
so you're like me, just following on Twitter.
Yeah. Samoa Joe retains the World Heavyweight title by beating Heyman and Page. And
he's went backwards for some odd reason. I don't understand. I haven't been watching Swerve.
Well, Swerve is definitely in line to get a world title shot for sure. He has been picking up and plus he's over. But unfortunately, our guy Orange Cassidy finally lost the belt, but he had a tremendous run with it. So I really can't be mad at it. I'm over Christian Cage with the TNT title. He needs to give it up now, but he retains the title against Danny Garcia. Eddie Kingston and Bryan Danielson put together a tremendous match, and Eddie Kingston still keeps the AEW Continental Championship. Of course, as we said, Sting and the Young Bucks, Sting and Darby Allin will maintain the World Tag Team titles.
He retires the champion. How about that?
With the title, yes. Wardlow wins the 8-man Madness match. So there you go. And going through some other matches here. Trying to get the whole thing up. The Bastard Pack has returned. Kyle O'Reilly. No. Kyle O'Reilly has returned also to
I did see that. I read that.
To AEW. So I mean I
guess I might start sitting back in again.
Hopefully AEW can get back to where it was in 2020, 2021, where they were really when they were really putting on some good stuff. So there you go.
They to tell you the truth, I was watching AEW more than I was watching WWE at one point.
At that time, yes, both of us were, because it was just the product, the WWE product back then was just poorest at best, and
AEW got too many factions though for me. That's one thing that drew me away from that everybody was in some form of a faction. It wasn't just non-single matches, as in, the Federation, they do have factions, but you got a lot of single matches. But now WWE is starting to turn into a lot of factions now. But the storylines are entertaining. It's still slightly entertaining. But now that you mentioned those guys, especially the Pac being back, that little son of a bitch is quick.
Yeah, he was tremendous. Only problem is he just can't stay freaking healthy, which freaking sucks. But just to top it off, and here we go. So I'm now trying to get the full results. Just bear with me for a minute. Just bear with me for a minute, fans, as it is still very windy out here. So technology sometimes is taking a little slow to get here. But all right, so 12-hour tag team match. That was.
You say 12 hours, 12 man.
12 man. I meant to say. My apologies.
That match.
Yeah.
Nobody stayed awake for that one.
Yeah. No, but the Bang Bang Scissor Gang, which of course is the Guns and the Acclaimed, get a win from that. Win for that.
So is your fan base part of that?
Stop it. Nightingale and Chris Taylor beat
Ain't that what y'all say?
Beat Hart and Blue in the match. Like it's mentioned in the TNT Championship match, Cage defeats Garcia to maintain the title. Eddie Kingston beat Bryan Danielson to retain the title for Eddie Kingston, which was also a very good match.
Did you read that, Doug?
Eddie Kingston defeated Bryan Danielson to maintain the Continental Crown Championship, which was a very good match. Again, as mentioned, Wardlow won the 8 All-Star Man Scramble. However you want to take that, of course, as we mentioned, Roderick Strong beat Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy should probably take a long break because he has defended that title tremendously. I know. That's our guy. I know. FTR against Moxley and Claudio against FTR. Another great match. Well, I mean, FTR always puts out great matches anyway. That's just what they do.
Harwood and Dax are pretty fucking good. I can say that, even when they were in WWE.
Yes.
But hold on, we have a Facebook question that I didn't know that this was a topic. So Country K asks, did we talk about D'Angelo Hall? What did D'Angelo Hall do? I'm quite intrigued to know what. Did you hear anything about D'Angelo Hall?
Are we talking about the former NFL defensive back D'Angelo Hall?
I think that's about the only D'Angelo Hall that I know of.
All right. Well, Kay, if you are still up and not asleep, please inform that. Or if you want to come on the show and talk to us about that, please let us know and we'll send you the link.
Yeah, I didn't know D'Angelo Hall did some stuff. I'm very intrigued. I do like
Really? Against who? Who did he have a match against? And in what company did he do this for?
A wrestling match.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, heck. Please please inform us of that, please, if you could.
How tall is D'Angelo Hall? Is he over 6 foot?
I think he's at least maybe 6'1", 6'2". That's the last person I would think that would get into the ring, but
Hey, that is very intrigued. I need to see that film.
He is his height is actually 5'10".
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, here's the thing though. I wouldn't be shocked if he probably did pretty good, because I was skeptical. There it is, about Bad Bunny stepping into the damn. What the fuck's a Bad Bunny? But anyway,
Benito.
But that some bitch got in that square circle, and he won me over. I don't know none of his fucking music. I tell you, I don't know none of his music. I can't even tell you one Bad Bunny song.
Oh, the former running back D'Angelo Williams of the Panthers. Okay. He got the wrong D'Angelo. Okay, all right.
Well, that's still shocking. Yeah. But that some bitch got in that square circle. They're pretty good. Pretty good. I have to tell my brother. I said, hey, I have to give this man props. That match was fucking entertaining.
Yeah. Well, also, I didn't know Pat McAfee was that athletic.
Pat McAfee, when he hit the freaking backflip off the top rope, I'm like, this motherfucker's a punter. What the hell's going on here? So I wouldn't be shocked if, now that we're thinking about D'Angelo Williams.
Okay. So Kay just sent me the video of D'Angelo Williams doing a frog splash. Apparently, this was an Impact Wrestling when D'Angelo Williams got in the ring.
So this was, you said Impact Wrestling?
Impact Wrestling.
That's a real what's the word I'm looking for?
organization company.
Thank you. Yeah, that they got some real pull. So interesting.
Well, breaking news on the Mizzle and Dub Show, and we thank our good buddy Country K, Mr. Kawante Foster from the All Pro Jaffos, and please subscribe to their channel, the Pernada Brothers Productions channel on YouTube. Please subscribe.
I'll say this, and I'll continue to say this. They're kind of like how Stephen A and Skip is. Now, if you ever want to get them to go at it, talk Brock Purdy.
By the way, Kay just sent it to you too.
Oh, okay,
but
yeah, if you want to see some, but not besides the banter that they do, it's very informative. You know, we've been on the show multiple times, i.e., they've been on the show. You know, it's like a big family. But yes, please subscribe to the All Pro Jaffos. Give them some love.
Which, by the way, they will be back on the air on Tuesday in the morning. So please start your Tuesday morning with the All Pro Jaffos, the highly elevated sports talk for the highly elevated sports fan.
Indeed.
But obviously, as I've said many times, one of the greatest thrills of my life was actually having the privilege of seeing Steve Borden live on February the 22nd, 1998, at 15 years old at the legendary Cow Palace. It's one of the biggest joys of my life. Next to experiencing my very first NFL game with my co-host, who you see on the screen, at the Oakland Alameda County Coliseum in the year 2000.
And he's a Niner fan, folks. But his first professional NFL anything was at the Oakland Alameda Coliseum against the Atlanta Falcons, and we whooped that ass.
Well, the only thing I was wanting to see was I wanted to see Tim Brown find the end zone, and Tim Brown found the end zone in the 41-14 drubbing of the Falcons.
Like I said,
of course, the Raiders went on to the AFC Championship game in that season and won the West.
The tailgate experience. He saw the tailgate, how Raider Nation sticks together. Walk the whole Coliseum. Would you like some? I mean, it's probably everywhere where people offer food, but ain't nothing like partying at the Coliseum.
We walked with 0 plates. We came back with about at least 20 combined between me, you, and little big brother. It's like, we can't eat all this. So trust me when I say
we had our own food, though. We had our own food.
Needless to say, there was no need for us to buy anything inside the Coliseum because we were already full by the time we got to our seats inside the Coliseum.
Yep.
Which, by the way, the tailgate experience was just off the freaking chain. But it always has been on 66th and Hagenberger.
Every time we put on our own after that, when we caught we got Bart, and we just walked the parking lot.
So, as they say, membership has its privileges. But seeing Sting and the Cow Palace win the world title was the ultimate.
You. That's one I didn't get to see. That's the only. He's about the only one. Like I said, I've seen Taker, I've seen Rock, I've seen Austin, I've seen Kane. Hell, I've seen Bray Wyatt, Hogan. I've seen the Ultimate Warrior. I've seen Macho Man. I've seen Junkyard Dog.
Now, I didn't get to see JYD. I didn't get to see the Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah. I saw Hogan twice. I saw Hollywood Hogan. That was with you. And I saw the yellow and red Hogan at the Oakland Coliseum.
Well, no, he was Hollywood, but he was in the red and yellow version of Hollywood. But I got to see I got to see NWO Hollywood, but I got to see him in the red and yellow in San Jose on SmackDown. We were literally like, "Here's our seats. There's Michael Cole and Taz." I'm like, "Oh, hi guys."
And then there's Hogan.
And then there's Hogan.
That close. We probably on TV if we really can find it.
No, I just remember that. I just remember that guy that had that damn Kurt Angle sign, and he was very damn proud of that sign. Oh my god! Oh my goodness gracious. He really he took a lot of pride in that doggone with that doggone sign. It's criminally insane. But nonetheless, I mean, as they say, the business will go on, the shows will go on, but it's just going to be
we're losing all our stars, brother. We're losing all the ones that we grew up watching, man.
Yeah, it's going to be weird not seeing that face paint don our TV screens. But like I said, Steve Borden has earned the right to live out his remaining years as he sees fit. He has been, I mean, even during his speech, he kept saying, all he kept saying was just thank you. No, Steve Borden, thank you for the many, many years of entertainment and joy that you brought us.
I know we come to the end, but did you read that thing that I sent you where they did a thing where they talked to like selected people?
And the voicemails? Yes, I did.
One thing that I got out of everything, Sting never had an issue with nobody. Not he never ruffled no feathers, never got anybody's way. That's every piece of article, everybody said, you were the best thing to this company or to this business. Man, that's hard to say for somebody that, especially in that business. Somebody does not like somebody. It's true. You can watch all these documentaries. Somebody did not like somebody in the business. Sting got along with everybody. That says something right there. That says something about that man. So,
well, of course, as I've said many times on the show, better human being than a ball player or an athlete. That defies everything about Steve Borden.
He was both.
Better human
both ways.
Better human being than a professional wrestler, and that's why it's. I mean, like I said, a lot of us started as little stingers, and now we're adults. As he is about to be, oddly enough, Steve Borden.
All my little stingers.
So basically, Steve Borden and my mom shared our birthday twins. They share the same born day. They share the same born day. Certainly to Steve Borden, thank you for 39 years of entertainment, of all the joy you brought us, all the face paints, all the different personalities. Right. Enjoy your retirement. You have definitely earned it. And one more time, as we say a final tribute.
If you want to come back and do another match, I will not be mad.
Oh boy.
Gonna miss Sting, man.
Gonna miss the Stinger.
He's truly fucking an icon, man.
He is. And I mean, that word gets overused a lot, but
not him. Not when it comes to him.
That word defines Steve Borden because he truly is that. He truly is an icon.
He's an icon.
For sure.
Everybody says it. Everybody says it. And that's Ric Flair say it.
Yeah.
Tony Schiavone to say it. Pretty much anybody that's been around Sting will say he's an icon.
Mm-hmm.
The man been wrestling since the 80s, man. The 80s.
Yeah. The 80s. 1985. Good Lord. I was 2.5 going on 3 when the man started.
I was 85. January of that year. I was
when the man started in this business. This is just insane. But back to actual sports talk now. So, Uncle Riley, you can come back and join the show again because he said I'll be back.
Well, this is our damn show, man.
You're not wrong. But there were some other good games. Kudos to the New York Knicks.
If people want certain subjects, start paying us and we'll talk about anything you want.
All right, to recap the weekend in the association, we'll go back to Saturday's games where The Nets beat the Hawks 114-102. The Heat beat the Jazz 126-120. Trailblazers beat the Grizzlies 107-100. Rockets beat the Suns 118-109. And he scored 40,000 points, but the damn Lakers still lost to the Nuggets 124-114. As the Joker was 3 assists shy, or as Mizzle would say, he woke up a little bit too early from his sleep, but he came close to getting.
Yeah. He must have had a nightmare. It was a nightmare that night.
But he still had 35, 10, and 7 in the almost getting a triple double. And then fast forwarding to today, and we will get to Elton John in a minute. But the Clippers get a big win against the T-Wolves, 89-88.
It was a good ass game.
That it was. Pistons beat the Magic 113-91.
The Pistons got.
I'm sorry. No, flip it. The Magic beat the Pistons 113-91. My apologies.
Okay, let's say that don't sound right, but if the Pistons won, well, kudos to that.
Yeah. Raptors beat the Hornets.
Be that long, bro. I don't think this ship is gonna sail with that.
Raptors beat the Hornets 111-106. Wemba was fantastic again as the 31-12 as the Spurs beat the Pacers, and the Pacers are starting to leak some oil big time as the Spurs beat Indiana 117-105 in San Antonio. And the New York Knicks impressively go into Cleveland and beat the Cavaliers 107-98.
I needed Cleveland to win that game.
Well, you thought it was disaster for the Knicks when Jalen Brunson twisted his knee and left the game and did not come back.
What's the do we got an update on
that? Let's see here. Let's go back to the recap here. They're saying right now it's a bruised knee. So I'm pretty sure he's going to get an MRI.
Hey, hold on. Yeah. They may have lost to the best team in the NBA, like I said earlier. But I'm always going to laugh at whatever happens to the Lakers. I don't care. You know of all the things. The only thing I care about Southern California is what? You can go ahead and answer that question in the chat. Now go ahead and continue, my brother.
I'm laughing at the Real Sports comment. That's kind of funny. Reminds me of the whitest black man in sports.
We're on HBO.
But I am not the whitest black man by the name of Brian Gumbel. And welcome to Real Sports. Anyhow, so X-rays, according to Tibbs, the X-rays were negative.
Frog here, but we're gonna let that slide.
X-rays were negative on Jalen Brunson, but I'm pretty sure he's going to be day to day, as we all are day to day. But the Knicks on a triple double from Josh. But the Knicks from a triple double by Josh Hart get a big 107-98 win over the Cavs, as DiVincenzo led the way for the Knicks in scoring, as he had.
Not shocked by that at all.
No, not at all. Well, again, it's the benefit of playing with one Wardell Stephen Curry II.
It's almost like when you step in the ring with Floyd Mayweather. Either career is gonna go somewhere, or you're gonna disappear. That's how Curry is. Either you're gonna play good after you leave the Warriors, or you're just gonna go disappear.
So DiVincenzo had 28 to lead the Knicks. Bogdanovich had 20 off the bench. McBride had 16 off the bench, including hitting a big three at the end to seal the deal. Hart had 13, 19 rebounds, and 10 assists for his triple-double. And Achuila had 14 for the Knickerbockers. And if you have not seen the Oklahoma City Thunder play this year, you were in for a treat, because they got off to a horrendous start. It was 14-2 at one point, and you thought the Suns were going to run the floor with them, but then it's the NBA. Everybody makes a run, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander just continues to just Yes, sir.
Didn't I say that he was one of my votes for the MVP?
You
the
did.
top 3 at the time? Because I believe we did a show. I don't know if it was like an NBA, whatever. We were talking about something, but I said at the time, Joker, Embiid, because Embiid was healthy and was killing the fucking league, and I said SAG.
Well, he had 35 to lead the way for the Thunder. Holmgren had 14. Williams had 22. Giddey had 10. Dort had 13. As the Thunder beat the Suns 118 to 110. Beal had 31. Played well. Durant struggled a little bit.
Oh, Bradley Beal played the game.
Bradley Beal played 34 minutes.
Shot 10 of 4.
He had 31 points. Shot 10 of 14 from the floor. Shot 3 of 5 from 3. But Devin Booker did not play. So there you go. So Devin Booker possibly makes up for those 8 points that the Suns lost by. Even though Gordon had 15 off the bench for Phoenix. And Nurkic is the one that had 31 rebounds in a losing cause.
Yeah, I couldn't type it. I couldn't type his name at the time when I read it. I just said that was like the first thing that just popped up because I knew you would probably kind of figure it out. And you know what? Neither did LeBron when he scored his points to win the basketball game for his team in the Lakers. Take that.
Oh, here we go. The LA Bay sports bashing. Here we go. And he did answer the question in the chat.
Oh, I know. That's why he got the thumbs up. And it's family. That's all I care about. That's the only thing I care about down there.
Yes.
Not an air sports team. Can't even pull for him.
Can't do it.
Nope.
Can't do it. Can't do it.
See that team that calls themselves the Lakers and that other team that calls themselves the Dodgers. Please win a whole World Series playing the full 162, and then slightly see it ain't even that much. Let me get it a little closer. Right there. I might respect you. Nah, I'm lying. Well, even if you do win the whole thing, I still won't. Giants did it 3 times.
And did it in a full 162 game season.
All
not a quarter of a season, but that's here.
Or like the Lakers winning a bubble championship and consider themselves a champion. All right, Lakers fans buying that gear like they won a whole season. The hell?
They took 3 months off.
The hell?
They took 3 months off.
3 months. 3 months. Like they played a full season.
Now, Unc, I can get what you want that. Yes, they do.
That's where we family right there. And he's a Raider fan too. He's a Raider fan too. So that's it. But now his basketball team,
you just can't get jiggy with that.
I don't even know if I can invite him over to watch the Christmas basketball game, even if he's out here.
Well, nonetheless, it is time to cue Mr. Elton John as Philadelphia goes on the road into Big D, into Dallas, Tejas, and get a 120-116 win over the Dallas Mavericks. As once again, as Tobias Harris.
Wait a minute. Because of the last show, I said I needed consistency out of Tobias Harris. I literally said that. He gave me a little bit of consistency. He took over a quarter. He went. What did I always say? The same thing I say about Embiid. Get your big ass down low and dominate. I don't need you shoot threes. Get your big ass. Tobias Harris used his height and he bullied his way down. And the jumper was there today too. I mean, last night. Yeah, yesterday morning. So
and he was 3 of 6 from downtown. Led the way with 24 or 28 points for the Sixers. Maxey
You
had
will never see
24.
Kelly Oubre have another game like that for another 3 weeks.
Oubre had 21. Reed had 13.
Won't see for 3 weeks.
And Buddy
I
Hield
like
had
Paul Reed. Paul
Buddy
Reed's a
Hield had
ball.
11. As Philadelphia gets their 35th win of the season. Dallas goes to 34 and 27. But again, there are so many ways I can say that Luka Doncic is special. Even in a losing effort, he woke up out of bed and got another one.
I told you. See, he stayed asleep. He stayed asleep. He's like, yeah, this feels good. It feels good. See, I know what happened to the Joker. I know what happened. He thought he was using the bathroom in his dream, and that's what happened. He woke up. That's
Luka gets another triple double. He had 38.
And man, that 3-point shot he shot in the fourth quarter, that was Steph Curry range. I was like, my God, I thought there was. And then Kyrie Irving decided to try to start play basketball at the end.
Well, he had 28, shot 10 and 20 from the floor, 5 and 9 from 3. Jones had 21 off the bench.
If they stay healthy, that could be a
get
problem.
the win, and they get it by 4, 120 to 116. Well, I mean, if they decide to play defense too, that could be a problem. So as we go to the current standings in the association as it stands right now, of course, Boston has 48 wins. They're still the number 1 seed. Milwaukee 2, Cleveland 3, Knicks 4, Sixers 5, Orlando 6.
That can flip flop though, I believe. I think
Yes,
the Sixers. I think the Sixers took we're in the 4th spot now. I think. Well, are you looking at updated currently? Is that currently what you're looking at? Okay.
Currently.
I was listening to the broadcast. And they were like the Sixers flip flop, but I forgot the Knicks won, so that makes a different.
Yeah. No. Actually, because of the loss, Cleveland went from the 2 seed to the 3 seed because now, the Bucks have one more win than Cleveland. They have the same. They got the same loss column. They got the same losses in the loss column, just like the Knicks and the Sixers are tied in the loss column, but the Knicks have one more win, and that's why New York is currently in the fourth slot.
Which is a win is against the Sixers, so that also makes it.
Yeah. And right now the play-in is still Miami, Indiana, Chicago, and Atlanta. That's in the East. In the West, Oklahoma City now moves into the number 1 seed with the T-Wolves loss to the Clippers.
You kidding me, right?
The Oklahoma City Thunder, a.k.a. the Seattle Supersonics.
Yes, which Seattle deserves a franchise.
Yes, they do. Bring back the Sonics. Indeed.
Yes.
The Oklahoma City Thunder are the number 1 seed in the Western Conference in the National Basketball Association.
Well, we caught this. We saw the change of guard. Change of guard.
Yeah.
This is not shocking. We knew it was going to be the T-Wolves and the Thunder. That is because when the winning, just that's all it is. That's how it goes. When you're at the top for so long, you go backwards, and the teams that were down, they become the team. So
outside of all that's
how it goes. They better figure it out.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're not wrong, but right now, Minnesota with that loss goes into a deadlock tie with the Nuggets for the 2 seed. So right now, the Nuggets and Timberwolves are both identical with a 42-19 record. Right now,
the head record.
That's a very good question.
Because I know they played each other already. They should have.
They have. As we're going to go look that up right now. Nuggets versus. Oh, well. They've only played once this year, and right now the Timberwolves won that game back in November, 110-89. So they will play each other 3 more times.
Yes, they have to. Yeah.
Twice this month.
Oh boy.
Twice this month on the 19th of March and then March 29th, and then they will meet again one last time on April the 10th. So 2 of those 3 games will be in the altitude in Denver. But the next game coming up on the 19th is in Minnesota. So there you go. So right now, if the season ends today, the T-Wolves would have the edge as getting the 2 seed and Denver will be the 3 seed. So,
but look how that's set up right now.
Oh yeah. Oh,
the playoff is going on right now.
Definitely. Clippers 4 seed, Pelicans 5 seed right now as it stands because of the loss that the Suns had. Now the Kings are out of the play-in tournament and are in the 6th seed. And right now the play-in tournament is Suns 7, Mavericks 8th, Warriors 9th, and that damn team that wears purple and gold is number 10. And you have the Jazz and Rockets on the outside looking in. So
well, if the Jazz get their shit together just to overlap the Lakers, that'll make me happy. Anyone at the bottom overlap the Lakers, that'll make me happy. I don't think that Warrior loss. I don't think that Warrior loss is going to hurt their psyche. That's just a bump on the road.
No. I think they will. I think they will bounce back. I think the Warriors are in a very good place right now. Like I said, they're playing a lot better. So we have a 6-game slot tomorrow in the association, or later on today in the association.
Monday?
Monday.
Of course,
Monday on a 6-game slot. So 2 games will be on NBA TV. The Grizzlies head to Brooklyn to take on the Nets. The Clippers on the road take on the Milwaukee Bucks. That can be seen on NBA TV.
That's going to be a good one.
You can see that on NBA TV at 5 p.m. And right now they got Milwaukee at -4.5. Portland goes to Minnesota to play the Timberwolves. Poor Portland. Washington comes to Utah to play the Utah Jazz. Bulls on the road in Sacramento against the Kings. And in the nightcap, the number 1 seed in the Western Conference, the Oklahoma City Thunder, plays the Lakers in Staples Center, and they're giving the Lakers.
I hope that beam don't get lit.
And they're giving the Lakers -1.5 in tomorrow's game, which that's the other game on NBA TV. So Grizzlies, Nets, Lakers, Bucks, Blazers, T-Wolves, Wizards, Jazz, Bulls, and Kings, and the Thunder and Lakers in the nightcap. And just kudos to the Cavaliers, as if the doggone article will load, the Cavaliers paid tribute to the late son of owner Dan Gilbert. Nick Gilbert, they gave him a banner, which was very, very classy of the Cavaliers to do, which it's a banner of his bow tie that he wore on the draft lottery parade. So kudos to the Cavaliers for doing that. Good for them. Also, for the Houston Rockets, Tari Eason is going to have season-ending surgery on his left leg, and certainly well wishes to him and his recovery for that young man. So there you see it. Now, real quickly, I know you don't want to talk about this ad verbatim, but even though it is a losing effort, and I know we don't talk about him a lot on this show because
if we're going to talk about his milestone, that's fine.
Well, I'm gonna, but I mean, just the fact that
we are professional, so we can talk about it.
Well,
I mean, it's historical. We can
40,000 points. 40,000 points, and I mean, I really thought for a long time
by himself. I don't think. Do you see anybody catching him?
I really don't, because I don't. I mean, as much flack as we give LeBron, one thing that you have to give kudos for is the man takes care of his body in the offseason and comes in prepared. He's really never had no serious injury, which was the unfortunate thing that took out Kobe at the end of his career. Because you and I have thought that all those 40+ minutes and all that stuff and all those those 8 consecutive trips to the finals, those long playoff runs, you thought his body would eventually break down. It did for Kobe, unfortunately. And we know Kobe lived in the gym during the offseason when he was playing. But the fact that LeBron has been doing this for 21 seasons and has been doing this without no big, significant injury in his career.
And what's crazy, you've seen like certain flashes like, man, could this be it for LeBron? But some way, somehow, he just always get that fountain of youth for a little bit and just goes out there and balls out. I mean, man,
you're not wrong.
He set the bar. Man set the bar, and I don't see nobody catching this. Not while, I mean, I know someday it's gonna happen for me and you, but I don't see why while me and you still got eyes. I don't see, and he's still playing. That's the thing, and I don't think he's gonna retire next year.
No, neither do I.
I think he got about two more years at least, not including this year. So a total of 3.
And here's the thing: I for the longest time thought that 38,387 was never going to be broken, and of course that was the record held for many years by the captain, the Hall of Famer, the legendary Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And I thought that was one thing that was never going to be broken. And then LeBron just
because he's a big man in the era he played it. He was getting points. He was eating.
Yeah. Well, of course, he had the most unblockable shot that there is. Nobody, unless your name was Nate Thurman, could block the skyhook.
Facts. Facts.
I mean, Jordan's fadeaway, Dirk Nowitzki's shot, and the skyhook was 3 shots you could not block to save.
I mean, if we're gonna talk about the fadeaway, man, you're gonna have to throw Kobe's in there too, man.
Well, I mean, Kobe and Jordan's the same way. I mean,
it's 1A, 1B, but we got to throw Kobe in there too.
But like Kobe said, everything that you see of me is because of him. And he did not shy away from that. He said everything you see is because of number 23, and that's just a factual statement. And he got better. Here's what people don't understand: even Jordan's last 2 years with the Wizards, bad knees and all, they still could not block that fadeaway. And they still could not block that elbow jumper. And Jordan was hitting that at a very high percentage. And this is him on bad knees.
Well, guess what they both figured out? I mean, Jordan did have a wet jumper, but he was more dominant driving to the basket. Yada. Same thing with Kobe. Kobe was badass getting to the rim, but as they aged, their jumpers got better. Just think about that. They figured, okay, I ain't got that explosiveness no more. But guess what? You still might think I got that explosiveness as a defensive player. I hit you with that. So they evolved. They evolved, but Jordan just couldn't do it longer like Kobe did. Kobe's a monster, man.
Of course, one of the greatest lines from that Gatorade commercial, as Michael Jordan said, "You reach, I teach."
100.
You reach, I teach.
Man, hey, okay. I know it's a little off subject, but you know that video that goes around with Jordan? He was at a camp, and they said if Jordan misses one shot, every kid in that camp got a pair of his shoes.
Mm-hmm.
That son bitch did not miss not a near one fucking shot. And he was in the shoes that I want too. I'm like, oh, this fool cold. Our boy Jordan is a monster, man. And Kobe was the same way. But I think Kobe would have just gave the kids the shoes.
Kobe would have gave him the shoes, just like Curry would have gave him the shoes. Yeah. But
Jordan just different.
Yeah, Mike just
He built different. Everything's a competition to him.
Yes.
No matter what it is.
And he has to
on and off the court.
And he has to win, and he is a very sore loser.
It's almost like the perfect person that's a heel, and they can never go babyface. Mm-hmm. That's Jordan. Mm-hmm. Jordan can never be babyface. He's a heel.
Mm-hmm.
He's a damn good player.
No, perfect example. Him and Richard Rip Hamilton were playing horse, and Rip beat him. Michael Jordan held the Wizards team playing until he got his revenge against Richard Hamilton in horse. Nobody else would do that other than Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
That's that competitive nature, man. I always want to win.
And the fact that they were probably betting money too.
Oh well, you know that
because you know Jordan don't like to do money because you know Jordan like
different subject to where we could talk about that because I don't want to say what I want to say, but I think you know what I want to say because I've said it to you.
Mm-hmm. But that is here.
And why y'all think Jordan went to baseball?
Oh, those that if you know, you know.
Yeah, we ain't go down too much into it,
yeah.
But
if you know, you know.
Yeah, well, shit, but, I know,
brother. We are officially 10 days away from the start of the new season, and you know what that means: the start of free agency. Now, with that said,
are we gonna get a little preview?
Well, okay. we could if we want to, but we will announce to our fans and announce to the masses that we will have a special free agent edition of the Mizzle and Dub Show. And my good buddy who I host Talking Ish with Dub and Chris on Saturdays from 5 to 6 on the Talking Ish with Dub and Chris YouTube channel. My good friend and broadcast colleague in the A7FL, Chris Vera, will join us on the Mizzle Dub Show as he will give his thoughts about free agency.
Yes. It's about time that man comes on the show. I think you've been asking this for a couple of months to get him on the show.
Yeah, but we had our second caller to the show on Saturday, and he gave us some tremendous information. And yes, Unc, I agree. Very classy move by the Cavaliers for sure in regards to hanging Dan Campbell's son on the Raptors. But he actually gave us some inside information. About Justin Fields, and basically he's saying it's all looming that Justin Fields will not be in Chicago in 2024. So
he's going to Atlanta. I said that when you were doing
you did.
He's going to Atlanta. You know what? That might be perfect because I guarantee you Kyle Pitts will be shown again and show you the reason why. He's a bad man. Now, Bijan Robinson is going to be nice because that offense is going to be, if it's done right. Now, you still got to put the pieces together. But you got Drake London, you got Drake London, you got Kyle Pitts, you got Bijan Robinson. You put Justin Fields back there, the RPO run game is going to be stupid.
And not to think, there are some very good wide receivers in this draft that you can draft.
And this draft is built with old linemen, and there's a few you can plug into a starting position
right now.
So this draft is about, for certain teams, getting pieces.
Yes, building your depth for sure.
This draft is set for that for certain teams if it's done right, and if you got the right GM.
Oh, for sure. Because I mean,
I can't wait.
Like I said, normally, the free agency is the prelude to the draft because once you sign who you sign free agency, then
how the draft becomes serious.
Then that will say, okay, this is what we need in the draft board. Now we can really set our draft board and put our pieces where it needs to be. So I mean, so once legal recruiting begins, because they're already recruiting, but it's it's illegal.
Know what? I told you. You know what? They should say legal tampering should start when they're at the combine, because that's where it starts. Let's be 100. Let's be that's where it really starts. You have your owners there, all the agents are there,
GMs,
coaches are there, GMs. Yes. Do you not think they're at a dinner? You know what I'm saying?
You know they are.
And the rep and the agent just happened to walk in.
I guarantee you, like they used to do it. I guarantee you, the Harbaugh brothers sat side by side next to each other at the combine, like they used to do when Jim was in Santa Clara. I guarantee.
Bro, you know what? And what's so stupid about it is that they're sitting here telling you that negotiations are going on at the combine. So look, I've been following sports. I can't say since I came out the womb, but I pretty much kind of feel like I've been following sports since I came out the womb. My dad blessed me.
We'll just say 35 plus years.
Okay. My dad created a monster. I'm just gonna say that. My knowledge for sports is just ridiculous. But
Unc, you're not wrong. I would agree with that statement. I agree. If that does happen,
the NFC South, not the AFC South, but yes, 100%. I mean, the Saints, they might as well just continue to rebuild. The Carolina Panthers, they're about 2-3 years away for getting right. Tampa Bay, Mike Evans is gone.
You think so?
Bro. So? I think, I'm sorry, Country Cat, if you're still paying attention watching the show. I think Mike Evans is gone. I don't think the Buccaneers is going to pay him what he wants. And there's going to be an organization that wants that, because they had a chance to get it done and they cut it off. And he said he's going to test free agency. Now they can still come at a deal can still get done at the end of the day, under the table, stuff like that. But I think Mike Evans is done. And
now let me ask you this question. As we're speaking on the subject of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, let me ask you this: do you re-sign Baker Mayfield? Do you bring him back? Because he is a free agent as we speak. And will that factor into the decision on if Mike Williams will even consider coming back to Tampa?
Well, Baker already said that his decision is based on what's going to happen with Mike Evans. He's going to wait. And I wish we had Country K on right now, because he's a Tampa Bay fan, and I don't want to mislead. I don't want to mislead in a hammer. I don't want to mislead and say I don't want to say anything wrong, but I believe Baker came out and said that him resigning is depending on what Mike Evans does. And I don't want to say Mike Evans said the same thing to a degree, because I think Mike Evans is just gone, period. I think he wants to go somewhere. He's at that point of his career where he's trying to go somewhere
and get another ring.
Yeah. Even though he has one, but that you get that one and you want more. So
that's a good question. That's a very good question. I don't know. It could be the offensive scheme that he.
Why didn't Bieniemy get a head coaching job?
He had to go back to college.
And I do ask: is that a slight demotion?
Well, some people might say it is, but again, if he can build up that offense in Westwood, in Pasadena for the Bruins, he'll be back in the NFL, because that's just how it always is. Tomorrow or later on today in the top 25, Duke plays North Carolina State and Texas plays Baylor. that should be a fantastic matchup.
Don't you ever speak that blasphemy on this show again?
I'm not speaking much. I'm just giving matchups.
I don't want to hear Duke.
I didn't say go Duke. I just said who they're playing.
I don't care that you said Duke.
Oh, good lord. Let's see any interesting matchups tomorrow in NCAA. Going through
just Tar Heel in me, man. I'm sorry, just the Tar Heel in me.
No, trust me, I understand. No, that's about it. As I said, we're coming to the nitty gritty in college basketball. As we're getting that close to the tournament. No, I really don't want to talk about Jake Paul and his wannabe knockout.
Nope. I'd rather say that we end the show if you want to say something about Jake Paul.
No. But one thing I am kind of disappointed in.
Canelo.
No, we already talked about that. And you possibly could be right. There could be a lot of scoreboard scoring inside the Rose Bowl in Pasadena. No, I'm really disappointed in, as we are going to talk the sweet science for a minute, I really am disappointed with Jared Anderson, of course, who's a very high heavyweight prospect who is charged with a felony after a high-speed chase.
Oh,
who is actually supposed to be training for a fight, which is supposed to take place next month in Corpus Christi, Texas, as he is supposed to be taking on Ryan Murray in Corpus Christi on ESPN's Top Ranked Boxing. Anderson, who is 16-0 with 15 knockouts, is being billed as perhaps the next best prospect to possibly be the be an American heavyweight champion. So we don't know how this is going to be, but supposedly in Michigan, in Romulus, Michigan, or in Township, Michigan, he was driving 130 miles per hour in his Dodge Challenger, which is definitely not good, which sucks, because I do like watching him fight. I do like the way he fights, and like I said, he's up and coming and is a high prospect in the heavyweight division and being an American at that. So, I mean, again, there's two sides of the story. We don't know his side. We don't know what really happened, but hopefully this will not put a strain on his boxing career, as he has heavyweight championship aspirations.
Agreed.
But that's here nor there. Let's see real quickly. The Giants got a win today in spring training, beating the Guardians 6-5. As they will play against the Colorado Rockies. So just real quickly, just go over the scores real quick of spring training today. Giants beat the Guardians 6-5. A's beat the Rangers 5-2. Milwaukee beats the Diamondbacks 10-4. Orioles beat the Pirates 5-2. Yankees lose to the Tigers 7-2. Braves beat the Phillies 3-2, and the Twins and Rays ended a 4-4 tie. Boston beats Toronto 3-1 in 6 innings. The Mets lose to the Astros 5-2. Royals beat the Reds 7-3. Guardians split squad loses to the Cubs 5-3. Dodgers beat the Rockies 7-4. White Sox lose to the Angels 3-1. Padres bust out the whooping stick on the Mariners 12-4. The Marlins and Cardinals got postponed along with the other Marlins split squad and Miami. So, Elvis Andrus, former longtime Ranger shortstop, signs a minor league deal with the Diamondbacks. And in Pittsburgh, Ed Ott, who was a key winning catcher for the We Are Family Pittsburgh Pirates, he passed away in Pittsburgh at the age of 72. So there you go. He played in 3 World Series games against the Orioles. Drove in 3 runs, went 4 for 12. Had his best season with the Pirates in 75 or in 79 with the We Are Family Pirates, of course, led by the Hall of Famer, the late great Pops Willie Stargell. as they came back to beat the Orioles down 3-1 in 79 to come back and win Game 6 and 7 on the road in Baltimore. So tomorrow's action, or today's action right now in spring training, it'll be the White Sox against the Diamondbacks, A's against the Reds, Rockies against the Giants, Twins and Braves, Red Sox, Tigers, split squad of the Twins against the Orioles, Pirates and Rays, Nationals and Cardinals, Blue Jays and Phillies, Angels and Texas, Cubs and the Padres, and the Yankees and the Marlins. And that's your Cactus League / Grapefruit League of spring training. But he said he can go until 2 o'clock, but we will end it early so my man can get some rest because he did have a hard work night. But as always, we'd like to say thank you to our viewers for watching, as episode number 170 is in the books. But again, our prayers and condolences to the colleagues and friends of Chris Mortensen and his family, as we lost the legendary Chris Mortensen, and of course to the icon. Hopefully, we will come back to you later on this week, and hopefully, I don't know if it's going to be on the KO podcast or on our show, but my good friend and colleague from NFHS Network, Kevin Perry, wants to come on and talk boxing, and he has a lot he wants to say about David Benavidez getting ducked by Canelo. So, don't know which platform or which show, but we will definitely have him back on, or we'll be on his show to talk about it. But shout out to my good friend Kevin Perry, who reached out earlier today and said he wants to talk about this particular situation. So we will do that. So with that said, thank you to everybody for tuning in, chiming in, and giving us some feedback, as, again, we do this show for y'all. Episode 170 of the Mizzle Dub Show in the books, and as always, it is 5 o'clock some damn where. So with that said, you guys, be safe out there. Have a good start to your week. Be safe. Take care of yourself and each other, and may the good Lord continue to bless you all. And Unc, good night to you too. Be safe out there. And to those watching in Vegas, be safe with these swirling winds outside. Be safe out there. But nonetheless, you've been watching the Mizzle and Dub Show. Take care, guys.